Good evening, everyone. I'm Gülsüm Karaman, and it's an absolute pleasure to be your host for tonight's launch event of the EPDNet project. We have an exciting and meaningful program ahead where we will explore the rationale, vision, and impact of this initiative alongside distinguished speakers and esteemed guests. We will begin with the rationale behind the project, and to do so, I will soon invite Dr. Alper Çabuk, the project coordinator, to deliver his welcoming speech, where he will share the story and motivation behind the EPDNet. Following that, we will have the privilege of hearing from Jack Dangermond, president of ESRI, who will welcome us through a special video message. Then, Professor Dr. Sayın İlhan Çabuk, the executive advisor of the project, will take the stage to provide further insights into the core aspects of the project. Later in the evening, we will connect to New Zealand, and we will be honored to host President of the International Federation of Landscape Architects, Dr. Bruno Marques, to deliver his speech. Then we will move forward to some of our partner institutions, key contributors to the success of EPDNet. First, we will welcome Dr. Cafer Yıldırım, representing Ankara University, followed by Professor Dr. Gülce Övüç Yıldız, Vice Rector of Istanbul Kültür University. They will share their insights on the importance of this collaboration from their institution's perspective. Finally, we will welcome Professor Dr. Onur Kaya, Vice Rector of Eskişehir Technical University, who will share his insights from the perspective of the coordinating institution. After this inspiring lineup of discussions and reflections, we will close the evening. But before we begin, I would like to take a moment to share how it all started. The first idea behind EPDNet took shape following a meeting organized by the Turkish National Agency in late 2022, where we were introduced the Erasmus Plus Alliances for Innovation call. While we were considering forming an alliance, everything changed in February 2023, when the devastating earthquake struck Turkey. Witnessing the urgent challenges that emerged in the aftermath of the earthquakes, Dr. Çabuk and many of us were driven by a strong motivation, not just to understand the problems, but actively seek solutions through innovation, collaboration, and research. This very motivation shaped the foundation of this project, an initiative that stands today as a testament to how expertise, dedication, and a shared vision can come together to address real-world challenges. Before we begin with our speakers, I invite you to take a moment of reflection. In early 2023, devastating earthquakes shook Turkey, leaving behind not only physical destruction, but also deep emotional and societal scars. The resilience of the affected communities, the solidarity that emerged, and the urgent need for sustainable recovery solutions have profoundly shaped the motivation behind this project. To honor this moment, we will now watch a short video capturing the realities of the earthquake zone, accompanied by a song by Karsu, an artist who herself has deep personal ties to affected regions. On February 6, 2023, Turkey faced one of its most devastating natural disasters. Two powerful earthquakes measuring 7.7 and 7.6 in magnitude struck Kahramanmaraş region, severely affecting 11 provinces. Entire cities crumbled, thousands of their lives lost. Millions were left without homes. Among the hardest hit areas was Hatay, where the destruction was immense. The video you are watching now, prepared by Anadolu Agency, capturing the scale of this tragedy, juxtaposing scenes from Hatay before and after the disaster. One of the 11 provinces that suffered massive destruction was Hatay, which was severely affected by the disaster. Dutch-Turkish single Karsu also lost 10 family members in this tragedy. The last message her cousin left before she could no longer reach her was a heartbreaking question: "Where are you?" In an emotional tribute, Karsu performed Neşet Ertaş's song called "Neredesin Sen? Where Are You?" to express her grief. Through her voice, she not only honored her lost loved ones, but also conveyed the deep human impact of the catastrophe to the world. This performance was not just a lament, but a powerful reminder of the human stories behind every disaster.
Halimden bile işveli nazlı, gönlüm hep seni arıyor. Neredesin sen? Tatlı dilim, güler yüzlüm, ceylan gözlüm. Gönlüm hep seni arıyor. Neredesin sen? Neredesin sen? Ben ağlarsam ağlayıp, gülersem güler, bütün dertlerim ağlayıp gönlümü biler. Sanki kalbimi bilerek yüzüme güler. Gönlüm hep seni arıyor. Neredesin sen? Neredesin sen?
Now that we have set the stage for tonight's discussions, it's time to hear from someone whose vision and dedication have been instrumental in shaping this project. Our next speaker is not only an expert in the field, but also the project coordinator of the EPDNet. He was among the first to recognize the need for a strategic, collaborative approach to planning and architecture in the aftermath of the February earthquakes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Dr. Alper Çabuk.
Thank you, Gülsüm. Hello, everybody. The city you saw in this video is the city where I was born. In February 6 earthquakes, more than 6,000 buildings collapsed only in Antakya. In total, about 40,000 buildings collapsed in Turkey. In this earthquake, not only our buildings collapsed, but all of us destroyed. Well, I'm Alper Çabuk. I'm the project coordinator of this project. I think most of you already knows me. But anyway, I would like to introduce myself briefly. I'm working on ecological planning and design, disaster management, environmental management, and information technologies such as computer-aided design, geographical information system, AI, and remote sensing. I'm the former Dean of Faculty of Architecture of Design of Anadolu University, and I'm the former Vice Rector of Eskişehir Technical University. Nowadays, I'm the director of Earth and Space Sciences Institute of Eskişehir Technical University. On the other hand, I'm the chairperson of Planning and Design Accreditation Board of Turkey. The meaning of this project for me is the project is a symbol of never giving up against the challenges. And also I wish this project will be a hope for vulnerable communities around the world. With this project, we will try to create a world where disasters do not threaten us. Let's make it happen. Are you ready to be part of the solution? If yes, welcome to the journey. Well, I want to start by giving you some examples from our countries. What I want to do is to explain why we need ecological planning and design solutions and why we need to raise awareness for understanding our planet and its systems. The first example is from Norway. In the landslide, the ground of Gjerdrum collapsed completely. Homes were lost, people were lost. I think a better planning could have stopped this. And the question what we will answer in this project is, could the ecological planning and design have stopped this? The second example is from South Moravia. Residential areas and homes were largely destroyed in strong storm. The question we will find the answer in this project will be, how can we design cities that survive extreme storms? The other example is from Spain. The forest of Valencia burned, the green turned to gray, trees turned to ashes. The question to be answered in this project is, how can we protect forests from fires with ecological approaches before it's too late? This time in Portugal, green turned to gray. The area was covered in smoke. Fire destroyed homes and fire destroyed landscape. Another warning that climate is changing. The question that needs to be answered in this project is, how can we stop fires from spreading by the help of nature-based solutions? In 2022, 10,000 people died because of the extreme heat in France. In 2023, another 5,000 people died. How can we be part of a solution against climate change is the question to be answered in this project. Over 200 people died, thousands lost their homes. Floods don't choose victims. But bad planning solutions and site selections make things worse. The question that needs to be answered in this project is, how can ecological planning and design help us to reduce the damage from floods? My country is in pain. More than 50,000 people died. There are many questions that this earthquake left behind for us to answer. Could disaster resilient planning have saved the people of my country? Or why some of the buildings collapse while others stay strong? The question we will find an answer will be, how can we use ecological approaches by site selection to reduce the damage of the earthquakes? A strong storm in Latvia. Trees fell, power was lost, homes were damaged. The first question we will answer in this project is, how can we prepare our cities for the effects of the climate change? The other question is, will we be ready for the next time? Storm Boris brought a heavy rain and extreme winds. Roads were destroyed. Homes flooded in Slovakia. The question we will answer with this project is, are our cities ready for these disasters? COVID-19 is a disaster we could not see. Streets were empty, people were sick, businesses closed. The question we will answer in this project will be, what did the pandemic teach us being prepared for the unexpected? Now, I want to talk about my idol. He is Ayym Makark. According to Ayym Makark, we are smart, but we do not always listen to the nature. Makark told us to work with nature, not against the nature. He always talked about learning from nature and its systems in his works. The questions we will answer for this purpose is, what can we learn from nature to build more resilient and sustainable cities and communities? And can we solve the problems of the planet by using nature-based solutions? As you can see from the slide, Makark determined some places are not suitable for settlements in his Staten Island plan according to the disaster risk of the island. Many years later, disaster proved him right. As you can see, the places Makark found unsuitable and unsafe were exactly the same places destroyed by Hurricane Sandy in 2012. His nature-based planning solutions in this plan successfully passed the real-world test. Now, I want to ask you some questions. The first question will be, can good planning save lives? And the next question is, what is the way to create more resilient and sustainable cities by using ecological planning and design approaches? I hope we will find the way to answer all of these questions within this project together. And what we will learn from this project will be, if we understand our planet and its systems and respect it, we can build a resilient and sustainable future for all of us. I think all of you want a world where disasters do not kill people and the cities do not harm the nature. This is why we are here today. This is why we need to think differently, and this is why the EPDNet project exists. The last question I will ask you for today is, are you ready to be a part of change? If yes, welcome to the journey of change. Thank you very much for being with us. Now, I want to introduce you Jack Dangermond. He is the founder of one of our partners, ESRI. When I first met him, I told him he is my idol. He told me not idolize him, but to idolize Makark. His book, Power of Where, is a modern-day version of Makark's book, Design with Nature. Jack is not with us today, but he sent us a video message that will help us to understand the background of this project.
Hello, my name is Jack Dangermond, and I want to start off by saying thank you, Dr. Kabuk, for this very kind invitation. What I plan to do is share a little bit about my personal history, where I've been as a career, and then talk about where I think we need to go as a global society. I started as a landscape architect student and rather quickly moved over to interests in geography, the science of our world. Because landscaping, I found, was interesting at a small scale, but the landscape or geography was much more interesting because I could see in geography both natural systems like hydrology and geology and biology and ecology, but also cultural systems like transportation systems, which were geographic, or telecommunication systems, or how humans were putting their footprint on the planet. I got excited and then quickly shifted to the idea of using computers to model these landscapes, quantitative geography. This opened up a whole new world of exploration for me. While I couldn't afford to go different places, I could explore relationships and patterns in GIS that had really never been looked at quantitatively like that before. I never lost my interest in the application of landscape to other activities, landscape planning, urban planning, transportation planning. And I was very fortunate in my career. I started a small consulting kind of company that applied geographic thinking to the way people made decisions. I went through, I think, 4 or 5 basic stages in doing this. The first one was doing small projects, designing a park, designing a plan for a watershed, or helping pick the location for a new town or new urban development. This part of my career lasted almost 10 years. And during that period, my colleagues and I built homemade software that we used on our projects, project by project. In the early 80s, we were very fortunate to be joined by a new generation of software developers who wanted to take our work and build it into tools that allowed other people to do the same kind of work. And so we built the first commercial GIS, as it was referred to, ArcInfo. This very gradually was embraced by organizations around the world for managing their information, forestry data, water data, and the like. Today, that evolution of those tools that we first built resulted in literally hundreds of thousands of organizations using GIS as a foundation for their work. In almost every field today, these tools are being applied. Epidemiology and health, transportation systems, also in scientific endeavors, looking at the polar ice caps or climate change. This has driven a kind of evolution in thinking. At this point in my career, what I'm seeing is a new thing occurring, which is not just tools for helping develop information systems. It's a kind of combination of these tools to create systems of systems. It's really the interconnection using the web and web services of all this geographic information, imagery data, real-time data, and it's aided by web services and the internet to bring together information from everywhere about our globe. At this stage in my life, I began to realize that these tools, these workflows of different organizations in every field could be brought together into infrastructure, a kind of like the internet with geographic information or map overlays on it. So this science, the science of geography, together with computing and computer-generated maps, are introducing to society a new language. I like to call it the language of where. And these maps and the analytics behind them are all telling stories. Sometimes they're very focused stories. Sometimes they're very broad, global stories. The stories of climate, for example, and its impact on our world. Sometimes it's just a story about where best to locate a store or a fire station or a healthcare clinic. Today, somewhere between 4 and 5 billion computer-generated maps are being created on things like the ArcGIS Online. And each of those stories is guiding human activities. In concert, it's a kind of infrastructure. I like to call this computer mapping revolution a revolution in creating better understanding of everything. Geography, I like to describe as everything we know. And this new technology with GIS is making everything we know, all physical, all economic, all environmental information, available to everyone. It's allowing us to create a new language and a new generation of understanding. As one of my good friends, Richard Saul Wurman, described it, it's about understanding, and understanding precedes action. So this revolution that's occurring quietly, almost in the background, is creating a revolution in understanding, in driving better systems thinking, in driving more rational decision-making. It's almost hidden, however, from normal people, the public's understanding. There are several million GIS professionals who are building this understanding and supporting the way that we plan and make decisions about our future. Now, AI is beginning to become infused with it, helping us understand even richer relationships, even forecast the future in ways that we could not have imagined ourselves. It's not going to take over. It's just another set of tools to help guiding where we're going. Now, at the same time as this amazing evolution of innovation has occurred in my lifetime, we are also seeing another side of innovation. Human innovation has really defined how we live today. Innovations in computing and electricity and telecommunications and automation of all types. This evolution of human innovation has meant that our lives materially and in other ways are better than our parents or our grandparents. So seeing this in perspective, the ongoing evolution of innovation in human history over the last 500 or even 5,000 years is resulting in a civilization that's unparalleled. But there's also unintended consequences as we look at it in context of the world's environment. We are losing it. We are losing our biodiversity. We are ruining we're setting into an imbalance things like with climate change, fires, loss of life at a massive scale. So this is not sustainable, that's my sense. It's not been sustainable for perhaps my entire life. We now must act quickly. This is not a political thing. I would say climate change is really not politics. It's a massive, unanticipated consequences of all of our collective human progress. So what can we do about this? It's a sobering thought. We can individually try to live our lives more efficiently, cut down on carbon use, recirculate, not pollute, deal with plastics, all of these issues. But fundamental to all of them is we have too many people on the planet. We must desperately, collaboratively look to slowing population growth and lowering population and its input. We, as a collective society globally, must address the issues of protecting nature effectively. And this is where you in this audience are so important. You and the work that you do and also how you do this work, leveraging all of this new understanding and information, will be critical to looking to how we can turn it around. Our best science must be employed. Our best technology must be employed. Our best design or creative design thinking must be deployed. And also we must have an intention to do this collaboratively together, or it won't work. Today, we are seeing political winds which would suggest the separation of our societies into factions going backwards. This is not going to help us deal with these big challenges. And yet, they're here. How can you really address this? My suggestion is build friendships, build networks, build collaborative, bottom-up, open, transparent, democratic-driven relationships that can design a better future. This is our great hope, ladies and gentlemen. And I have spent my life watching this evolution occur. Now is the time to really transform how, at a massive scale, we address these big challenges together. You will make new friends. You will reacquaint yourself with old friends. And it's my hope that you talk about these big issues and figure out how we can, I don't want to say engineer our way out of this. I don't think that's quite right, but it's find solutions that address these challenges and the personal relationships and organizational structures across our existing organizations to do better. Well, I wish I was there with you. I really dearly love Turkey and all of its splendor and history, civilization, and I like all of you. Thank you.
We are grateful to Mr. Dangermond for his inspiring message. His vision actually aligns perfectly with the goals of the EPDNet, reinforcing the importance of innovation, geography, and most importantly, collaboration in building a more resilient future. Before we continue, I'd like to take a moment to remind all our viewers that we have prepared a short survey for you. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us, and we would love to hear your thoughts on today's event. You can find the survey link in the Teams chat and in the YouTube comment section. We encourage you to take a moment to fill it out and share your insights. It will help us improve our initiative. Thank you in advance. Now let's dive deeper into our project. Give us a more comprehensive understanding of EPDNet, its objectives, scope, and expected impact. I'm honored to invite Professor Dr. Saynihan Çabuk to the stage. With her extensive experience in landscape planning and sustainability, she'll guide us through the core aspects of this initiative. The floor is yours, Hocam.
Thank you very much, dear Gülsüm. Good evening, everyone. I'm very glad to be here with you this evening. Similar to many parts of the world, as you know, Europe has been increasingly affected by disasters. According to the European Disaster Risk Management Fact Sheet, between 1980 and 2020, nearly 50 million people were impacted by natural hazards, costing the EU member states an average of 12 billion euros per year. Unfortunately, the EU is expected to face even more extreme events with growing exposure and vulnerable to the disasters. The EPDNet project addresses the growing impact of natural disaster by integrating ecological planning and design into disaster management. Its main goal is to promote the use of these practices to build disaster resilient cities and communities. To support this aim, the project will establish a learning network and develop adaptive AI-supported training modules to enhance planning and design processes in disaster management. The outcomes of the EPDNet project will not be limited to Erasmus Plus countries only, they also have the potential to support other countries with similar needs. The project's innovative approach can be adapted to different contexts and contribute to building more sustainable and resilient landscapes around the world. Eskişehir Technical University coordinates the project with the participation of 16 partners and 5 associate partners. The project includes 6 work packages and 19 deliverables to be completed over a period of 36 months. Now, let's take a moment to acknowledge the project partners. Eskişehir Technical University, Harran University, Ankara University, İstanbul Kültür University, Çukurova University, Technical University of Ostrava, Latvia University of Life Sciences and Technologies, Slovak University of Agriculture in Nitra, Mendel University in Brno, Norwegian University of Life Sciences, Asociación de Investigación de la Industria del Juguete con Exasiapines, AIHU, Başarsoft, Esri Türkiye, Previform, Netcat, International Federation of Landscape Architects, Chamber of Turkish Landscape Architects, Latvian Association of Landscape Architects, Design and Planning Accreditation Board, Turkish Health Cities Association, Cybertech, and Innovanka. Now, let's watch the project introduction film together. At the end, you'll also hear the EPDNet song performed in the language of our project partners. This song carries a message of unity and hope, showing that when we stand together, we can ease the pain and fear that disasters bring.
Cities are exciting places. Cities are where we build our future. But cities and our communities are also vulnerable. Disasters like earthquakes and floods can cause big problems. EPDNet is here to help. EPDNet uses interactive and innovative tools to teach about ecological planning and design for disaster management. EPDNet wants to make cities safer, sustainable, and resilient. It helps us understand disasters by understanding our planet and its system. It also teaches us how to prepare for disasters by using ecological planning and design approaches to be adaptive with our Earth and its systems. With EPDNet, we can build a more resilient future. Natural disasters are happening more often. They are also becoming stronger. These disasters cost lives and also cost money. In the last 10 years, disasters have cost trillions of dollars. Millions of people are affected by disasters every year. Disasters destroy homes and businesses. They disrupt our lives. We need to be ready for disasters. Disaster management is no longer optional, it is essential. EPDNet stands for Educational Platform for Disaster Resilient Networking. This initiative is dedicated to fostering a culture of preparedness and resilience in communities around the world. It is a project that brings people together, encouraging collaboration and mutual support among diverse groups. It uses technology and education to empower individuals with the
anxiety,
ecological
filling up every
knowledge
space,
and
no privacy.
tools they need
And
to
silently,
learn
it can build and build until you finally see. Whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel it stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear
by teaching people about ecological approaches for disaster management, so that everyone knows what to do before, during, and after an emergency. For this purpose, it focuses on developing a smart training module that provides AI-powered, interactive, and adaptive learning platforms for everyone according to their needs. It wants to enhance green, digital, and resilient
I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear. Sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's inside Yeah.
like GIS, AI, and remote sensing to improve urban resilience. We are joining hands for a safer future. EPDNet is a collaborative effort led by Eskişehir Technical University as the project coordinator, alongside 22 distinguished partners from across Europe, including universities, research institutions, technology providers, and NGOs. EPDNet is a team effort. It's a collaborative initiative that brings together a wide array of talents and resources. Many partners are working together. These partners come from different sectors and bring unique skills to the table. Universities, vocational education and training institutions, research centers, NGOs, SMEs, large enterprises, government agencies, accreditation agencies are all involved. Each plays a crucial role in the success of the project. Each partner brings its own expertise. This diversity of knowledge and experience is what makes EPDNet so robust. Some partners are good at technology. They focus on developing innovative solutions and tools. They are developing the EPDNet platform. This platform is designed to enhance communication and coordination and for learning and teaching purposes. Other partners are good at education. They are responsible for creating comprehensive learning materials. They are creating learning materials. These materials help educate and train individuals on various aspects of disaster preparedness. And some partners are good at disaster response. They bring practical, on-the-ground experience to the project. They are making sure that the project meets real-world needs. By combining these diverse strengths, EPDNet aims to create a safer future for everyone. We will shape tomorrow together with the outcomes and impacts of EPDNet. EPDNet will be implemented through a structured approach divided into 6 work packages. Those are project management and coordination, needs analysis and research, development of smart training module, pilot testing and implementation, dissemination sustainability. EPDNet will have a big impact. By fostering collaboration and innovation, it will bring about significant positive changes in how we prepare for and respond to disasters. EPDNet will serve as a central hub for all disaster-related information, making it easily accessible to everyone. This will be a one-stop shop for ecological planning and design for disaster management. Users will find everything they need, from real-time updates to educational resources, all in one place. Project will provide an innovative AI-powered training platform for urban planners and disaster risk managers, a knowledge-sharing network across academia, industry, policymakers, community, NGOs, and all other stakeholders. New skill development frameworks for green and digital transformation, and a long-term sustainable model for ecological planning and design for disaster management education. EPDNet is more than just a project. It's a movement towards a more resilient Europe and a sustainable world. We invite policymakers, educators, industry leaders, academicians, professionals, students to join us in shaping the future of ecological planning and disaster resilience. We all be a part of building resilient cities and communities. Through collective effort and shared knowledge, we will create communities that are better prepared for any disaster. Join EPDNet and help us make a difference. Together, we can shape a safer, more resilient future for everyone. Stay connected with us through our website and social media channels for updates, upcoming events, and ways to get involved.
Voices from 7 nations, 23 hearts as one. Cada idea nos une, bajo el mismo sol. Each idea unites us under the same sun. Społecznie silniejsi, stawimy pewne mosty. Together stronger, we build solid bridges. Bilgiyle örülür, güvenli yarınlar. With knowledge we shape secure tomorrows. Zelena budoucnost, naše město raste. A green future, our city grows. My se sam kopasti praki neka jebkada gra. We are together, stronger than ever. Kom innovasa reach the skies, a journey across borders, with hands joined tight, a step to the future, towards a world shining bright. For a greener world, resilient cities rise. With EPDNet, our hopes reach the skies, a journey across borders, with hands joined tight, a step to the future, towards a world shining bright.
Thank you for that. What we just witnessed was a lovely example of how technology and creativity can come together to convey messages, express emotions, and raise awareness. AI content like this video and song does more than just simulate the reality. It helps us reflect, remember, and rethink how we approach the matters. And that is why we have included an AI-powered tool into this project. But beyond reflection, action is what truly drives the change. Our next speaker is someone who has dedicated his career to integrating nature-based solutions into urban planning and disaster resilience. It's my honor to introduce Dr. Bruno Marques, President of International Federation of Landscape Architects, as an associate partner of EPDNet. IFLA plays a vital role in advancing sustainable and resilient urban development. Dr. Marques will share his insights on the importance of landscape architecture in building disaster-resilient cities, the global perspective on integrating ecological solutions into spatial planning, and how nature-based strategies can help shape a more sustainable future. Dr. Marques, the floor is yours. Hi.
Well, greetings, everyone. I'm delighted to join you virtually all the way from New Zealand for the launch event of the EPDNet. It is a pleasure to see many landscape architects in some of our national member associations as part of these amazing projects. And being based in New Zealand, natural disasters are something that we are very familiar with. So I'm joining you today as the 23rd President of the International Federation of Landscape Architects. And it's my pleasure to guide you through in what IFLA is and does, and to provide you also an overview of our profession and some of the key projects that we are focusing on, and how this could align with the work that EPDNet is going to be developing. So the world has changed a lot since the establishment of IFLA in 1948, while our mission remains the same: protecting and enhancing the profession of landscape architecture. Our battles have changed slightly. Pressures of globalization and urbanization, threats to sustainability and food security, hazards derived from climate change and sea level rise, the burdens of modern living and our own health and well-being, and social justice, and more recently, of course, all the pressures resulting from the global pandemic and many other national disasters. So these issues require us to focus on establishing a joint vision for protecting and nurturing our natural and built environments. While we have come a long way, we still have a long journey ahead of us to give the proper recognition that landscape architecture deserves. We are the profession of the 21st century, and we are well equipped to deal with the pressures that will define new ways of living and designing for future generations. Established in 1948, IFLA is the only international non-governmental organization representing landscape architects globally. It is through our joint efforts and projects like this one that we keep expanding our knowledge and experience. As a global federation, our allies are international bodies where we can affect policy and where our expertise is required around the table to strategize about the future of our planet. IFLA assists in promoting the profession and expanding educational standards so we can train the future generation of landscape architects. So we are not as small as people may think. We are a global body that represents 80 national member associations, and within our collective, we have about 100,000 landscape architects. So our mission is to promote landscape architecture within a collaborative framework of the allied built environment professions, demanding the highest standards of education, training, research, and professional practice. So we see ourselves as a thought leader, reaching out and connecting the profession of landscape architecture globally. And we can only do this if we understand the different contexts locally and the needs of our members so we can better represent them globally. We are committed to promote environmental resilience and sustainability, strong and healthier communities, and battling for a broader understanding of landscape architecture, education, and practice. In this regard, there's many things that will be of relevance. There is a new definition approved by the International Labour Organization of what landscape architecture is, and it's far more reaching and holistic and represents the growth and the different facets of the work we do as professionals. There is also a new global educational and recognition program that was launched 2 or 3 years ago. And also there's many other projects that have led into securing global partnerships with UN agencies, most recently with the UN Habitat, in bringing the power of nature-based solutions to tackle some of the challenges associated with urban settlements. We also have been working with many UN agencies on idea of establishing an international landscape convention, which again, I think it's something of relevance for this project. At the last COP29 for climate change in Baku, we launched the Works with Nature, a landscape architecture-led design framework for climate change adaptation and mitigation, together with our member association, the American Society of Landscape Architects. We also have signed a wide array of other MOUs with other professionals, such as Urban Health, the Horticulture Producers, the Green Infrastructure Network, and many more, to make sure that we are representing the interests of the profession globally. In terms of what we do, the way we do it, we believe that in order to raise visibility of the profession, IFLA is focusing its work on 6 pillars: climate action and biodiversity, health, well-being and nature-based solutions, community participation, technology and evidence-based design, food security, and traditional knowledge and indigenous practices. You will see that most of these fit very nicely with all the goals set by EPDNet. So landscape architects will continue to address global problems with solutions based on science, art, and nature. We are actively providing policies and tools for landscape architects to assist in reducing or eliminating carbon emissions from their projects. We're also pushing landscape firms to require consultants to reduce carbon emissions, to comply with the Sustainable Development Goals, run educational programs, and include sustainability criteria in many of the awards programs available globally. We also note that many governments have realized that natural solutions are the new currency to reach their 2050 targets. Landscape architects will continue to play a critical role in finding better engineering and technical solutions to reduce carbon emissions and introduce programs that target urban green spaces to offer therapeutic and rehabilitative outcomes for our diverse population. Another important goal is community participation. While focusing on participatory, community-based approaches will allow us to develop local responsive designs that consider the community needs and landscape changes under current pressures. It's definitely one of our important goals as part of IFLA. And of course, we can't deny technology, as evidence-based design is also a growing trend in landscape architecture, primarily driven by technological advancements. Climate positive tools, building information modeling, post-occupancy evaluations, digital twins, those are all models that allow us to visualize changes and predict the impacts on various scenarios. And let's not forget about the AI tools, which are rapidly transforming the landscape architecture workflow from image and text generation to terrain modeling and design iterations. AI will allow us to automate some of the tasks that are very important to us as landscape architects. Food insecurity, we know that affects countries globally, with 1 citizen in 6 in many of our OECD countries being food insecure. So addressing food insecurity is vital for making cities more livable and inclusive, contributing to a sense of community. And again, this is another important topic when disaster appears. Food tends to be one of the key issues for our communities. So landscape architects are tasked with thinking about innovative solutions to increase resilience in food production. And finally, traditional knowledge and indigenous practices is considered to be a cumulative body of knowledge and practices related to the natural environment of a specific geographic area developed by people over generations. The world's indigenous peoples and their continuing knowledge and relationships with landscape is critical to the global issues landscape architects are concerned with. This taps into climate, but also into disaster. And being here in New Zealand, engaging with our indigenous peoples is very important to understand the way we can better prepare in case of disaster. So the way we look into ourselves is that empowering the world through nature, we achieve this through several ways, and of course through collaborative design workshops where we actively engage with stakeholders in innovative design processes. Community projects and teams in action allow us to act locally, bringing residents and experts to collaborate on specific projects, and ultimately to deliver nature-based solutions. That's our bread and butter, showcasing the power of landscapes and landscape architecture to support local ecosystems. So IFLA is more than just the day-to-day, it's about the bigger picture. We need to be the thought leaders in our fields. This means establishing networks that brings people and ideas together, creating a space for collaboration and innovation, ensuring that the profession is properly understood and respected. So policy statements, reports, case studies, design projects, conferences, workshops, these are just some of the examples that allow us to connect landscape architects with one another, but also with other organizations and national governments. And crucially, it involves, of course, advocating for the core values upon which our profession is grounded. So a project like this one is very important for the mandate of IFLA. I also would like to take this opportunity to introduce you that there is many working programs that IFLA is about to launch. These working programs will address critical issues that face the profession and the role that we are part of. The working programs also align with similar work currently being developed by the UN agencies and our sister organizations in the built environment. So you will see there is one that's going to be particularly focusing on disaster risk reduction and resilience. That's the work that the Landscape Architects Without Borders have already well underway. So we've been busy and we'll continue to be like that. For us, it's very important to keep raising the profile of the profession internationally, and we can't do that alone. So we do that through, of course, developing global professional standards that allow landscape architects to be recognized worldwide, but also to work with emerging countries to assist them in establishing educational programs and leading into well-prepared professionals to tackle all the future challenges. We're also going to keep working with the many UN agencies and to make sure that we are dragged into any discussion that is of relevance to the profession. So IFLA, in our case, should be seen as a knowledge hub where members can share expertise and propose new ways of doing things. And the success of IFLA depends, of course, on the success of all of our members. So we know that we are just scratching the surface. There is still a long journey ahead of us. As a professional organization, we need to focus on the bigger picture. We should be seen as an interface where landscape architects come to establish and develop their networks, expand their ideas, and meet like-minded people. So our strength, as I said, relies not only on the work we do. We can't do it alone. We need to bring like-minded people and organizations to advocate for the importance of landscape architecture. We collaborate with a wide array of international organizations, demonstrating our commitment to working across sectors and disciplines to achieve our goals. These partnerships are essential because they really allow us to focus our ability to advocate effectively, share knowledge, and advance the profession globally. I'm also leaving an invitation here for everyone. We will be gathering in France, in Nantes, between the 10th and the 12th of September for our IFLA World Congress. Please come and join us. There is definitely going to be a lot of discussion around the topics that are covered by EPDNet, and we will welcome to have you on board and to hear new developments as the project goes along. And of course, reach out if you have any suggestions, any ideas, any things that IFLA should be doing. I'm more than welcome to hear those, and really, because together is the way that we make IFLA stronger and the profession stronger. And of course, feel free to enjoy and to join many of our ongoing projects. So that's all for me. I wish all the best for the EPDNet, and we will be monitoring it very closely as things track along, and we will be very sure that the outcomes will be far-reaching and will have a massive impact globally. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Marques, for your contribution to tonight, or to this morning in your case, I guess. IFLA is an invaluable member of the EPDNet consortium. As we continue our presentations on the significance and impact of the project, it's essential to hear from the experts and policymakers at our partners. Our next speakers are from Ankara University, Associate Professor Dr. Cafer Yildirim, Director of the International Relations Office, and Professor Dr. Kaan Orhan, Vice Rector and the Dean of Research at Ankara University. Their insights will shed light on how initiatives like EPDNet can contribute to the internationalization of higher education, vocational education in higher education level, and global economic networks. Please join me welcoming them. Dr. Yildirim, Dr. Orhan, stage is yours.
Hey, thank you very much. Let me begin with a short introduction, then I will leave the word to Dr. Yildirim. So, distinguished guests, let me begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to all of you for your participation and dedication to this important initiative. So, in my understanding, actually today marks the beginning of an important and a meaningful journey that embark upon together with all these project partners. So, through this European project, so I believe that we are taking a significant step forward towards our goal of creating more resilient, secure, and also sustainable cities for future. As all of you know, that ecological planning and design and adaptive disaster management, especially in Turkey, and also sustainable urbanization policies are crucial and critical for addressing current and future challenges faced by our cities. So I'm very confident that through our collective efforts and innovative approaches, we will tackle the pressing issues facing our urban environments. Additionally, as Ankara University, that is proud to assume the responsibility for the digital education infrastructure within the framework of the European University Alliances, and we will be very happy and we will manage to contribute significantly to the digital transformation and educational resilience of our project. So collaboration and also knowledge sharing and innovation are key pillars of this project, which I believe. So together we have the capability to develop resilient solutions and to enhance the urban sustainability. So once again, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to everyone who has contributed to making this initiative possible. And I will be very looking forward to have this productive discussion and meaningful outcomes. And I would like to thank you very much. Now I'm leaving the word to Dr. Yildirim.
Thank you so much. Distinguished project coordinators and professor researchers and all partners from Europe, we are happy to be part of this project, this valuable project. First of all, and for me, this project is very valuable for me because I started to work with Professor Alper Çabuk and Muammer Tün when I was started to work as a Turkish Red Crescent director in Eskişehir. So we have worked about the resilience among the universities, researchers, education, and NGO also. On behalf of Ankara University, we are very motivated to be part of this project as for creating new innovation, AI tools, and come together for future opportunities with strong collaboration. So we are very thankful to this project idea and this consortium. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Yıldırım, Dr. Orhan, for your insights. Now it's my pleasure to introduce another distinguished academic leader who has been at the forefront of higher education research and institutional development. As a Vice Rector of Istanbul Kültür University, Professor Dr. Gülce Övriç Yıldız brings a wealth of knowledge and leadership experience in advancing academic excellence. Tonight, she will share her thoughts on the matter. Please welcome Professor Dr. Gülce Övriç Yıldız. Hocam.
Thank you for your kind words. Dear EPDNet project management team, dear partners, dear stakeholders, and esteemed guests. As we all know, Turkey as a country situated in a seismically active region and vulnerable to various natural hazards, such as earthquakes and floods, and faces significant challenges in disaster management. And in response to these challenges, the EPDNet project emerges as an innovative initiative bringing together Europe's leading academic and sectoral organizations to integrate ecological planning and design into disaster resilience strategies. And this ambitious project, supported by the Erasmus Plus program, is a collaborative effort involving 22 stakeholders from 7 countries. At its core, EPDNet aims to enhance the sustainability and resilience of the cities and communities by leveraging advanced technologies such as geographic information systems, remote sensing, and artificial intelligence in ecological planning processes. And by integrating these cutting-edge tools, the project aspires to develop more effective, data-driven solutions for disaster preparedness and response. And as the Vice Rector of Istanbul Kültür University, I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to our academic staff from the Faculty of Architecture and all project partners. I believe your dedication to this initiative is commendable, as it not only strengthens disaster resilience strategies, but also contributes to addressing the evolving needs of both society and industry. I really look forward to the impactful outcomes this collaboration will bring, and wish all of you great success in this vital endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yıldız, for your words. To conclude this part of the event, we now turn to a key figure at Eskişehir Technical University, where EPDNet is based. As an institution deeply committed to innovation and global collaboration, ESTU plays a vital role in making sure that the projects like this one reach their full potential. It's my great pleasure to invite Professor Dr. Onur Kaya, Vice Rector of Eskişehir Technical University, to the stage. He will share his thoughts on how this project will impact ESTU and beyond. Please give him a warm welcome. Hocam.
Thank you, Gülsüm Hocam. Dear colleagues and distinguished guests, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this significant event on behalf of Eskişehir Technical University as the coordinating university of the EPDNet project. First of all, I would like to thank to every one of our stakeholders and partners for starting this journey with us. Your cooperation and dedication to this project is invaluable, and together we hope to help to create a more resilient and sustainable future. Actually, my hometown, Adana, is also one of the cities that has been affected by the earthquake in 2023. and I have observed the devastating effects of disasters firsthand. Thus, I see this project very important and very valuable to create disaster-resilient and sustainable communities for the future. Our university, as you all know, is located in the heart of Eskişehir, which is a city known for its vibrant academic, cultural, and youthful spirits. Eskişehir Technical University has long been committed to excellence in teaching, research, and innovation, and our university constantly promotes innovative scientific discoveries and gives students a dynamic and creative learning environment with 6 faculties, 3 vocational schools, 1 language school, 1 graduate institute, 2 research institutes, and 8 research and application centers spread over 3 campuses. Furthermore, we reflect our dedication to worldwide involvement by proudly running Hasan Polat Khan International Airport, facilitating international connection via regular international flights. And being a university with strategic vision centered on internationalization, we think that solving world problems requires cooperation across boundaries. Supported by Erasmus+, this EPDNet project perfectly aligns with this vision by bringing together 22 partners from 7 countries to promote ecological planning, disaster resilience, and smart technologies such as AI and GIS. This project aims to create a strong transnational learning network that will equip the future generation of professionals with the tools required to address climate-related and disaster concerns via innovative planning and design solutions, connecting research and education. EPDNet marks a revolutionary path towards disaster resilient cities and sustainable communities by including artificial intelligence, geographic information systems, and geodesign ideas into ecological planning and design. As the project coordinator, we at Eskişehir Technical University have the opportunity to enable this cooperation and help to create a forward-thinking, multidisciplinary approach in this crucial field. I want to once more thank all of our partners for their commitment and efforts. I am sure that our collaborative efforts will have a significant influence, and I am excited about the developments and ideas this cooperation will produce. I appreciate each of you joining us for this journey. We are truly grateful for walking towards the future together with our partners. I hope that this project brings us closer to a better world. Thank you for your participation and for your involvement in this project.
Thank you, Dr. Kaya, for your contribution tonight. With that, we conclude the formal presentations of the evening. We hope these presentations have given you a deeper understanding of the project, its purpose and potential. As we move forward, let's continue to engage, collaborate, and build towards a more resilient and sustainable future together. Before we close, I'd like to remind you again that we have this little survey shared on the chat box here and comment section on the YouTube, and we would greatly appreciate if you could take a moment to share your thoughts using this survey. As we come to the end of this meaningful and, for me at least, inspired evening, I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you, our distinguished speakers, esteemed guests, and dedicated team members, for being here tonight, for contributing to the launch of EPDNet project. Tonight, we explored the vision, motivation, and impact of this project, heard from remarkable experts, remarkable partners shaping this consortium around this shared vision, and reflected on the challenges that led us to this initiative. More importantly, we reaffirm our shared commitment to innovation, resilience, and collaboration in the fields of landscape planning, landscape architecture, and disaster recovery. EPDNet is not just a project, it's a collective effort, as we have seen tonight, to create sustainable solutions for the future. But this is only the beginning. Indeed, tomorrow we will have the kickoff meeting amongst partnership. And so the real work starts now. I have no doubt that together we will make a lasting impact. Once again, thank you everyone. Thank you for your participation, your insights, your support. So let's continue to walk towards a more resilient future together. Wishing you all a wonderful evening or a morning. Thank you. So this is the end.